Welcome to My Spot, where we balance, heal, and activate who we truly are. You can call me Kiki. And tonight we are celebrating the first quarter moon. And that really means that the moon has shifted from the first quarter. So we had a full moon last week. I'm sorry, a new moon last week, a new moon in Aquarius. And, oh, sorry. And now we've shifted out of the first quarter and going into the next quarter of the moon, which will be the second quarter. And so this is a time where we need to like learn how to handle challenges that could start to arise. Like now we've kicked off this new phase, right? We have a fresh new start. So now we're starting to run into maybe our initial challenges of this fresh new start or this new season, this new kickoff for the next 6 months. And we're learning how to handle the challenges as things continue to build momentum. And what it's going to require from us is to take some action. It's going to require us to commit and move forward with confidence. Okay. I don't need to say too much. I could tell you where the moon is. I believe the moon is actually in Pisces. Let's see. Oh, he's in Taurus now. Oh, what was I looking at? Maybe that was the other day. But the moon is currently in Taurus. All right. So the moon, of course, moves through each sign every 2 to 3 days. And so right now, that energy is telling me that, like, when it comes to what you're working on behind the scenes, maybe even in your emotions or your home life, you might be being called to be a little stubborn, like digging your heels in, maybe holding firm to your boundaries. You could also just be standing on business. That was kind of the energy last week. I'm kind of expecting the same thing to come up. We have shifted, we have embraced like a new version of ourselves. We are in a transformation phase. But this phase comes with a lot of like routine. It's requiring us to be disciplined. It's requiring us to be mature and approach our dreams from a very balanced and realistic place. We're being called to be practical. That's the energy that I get. Um, we can talk briefly about the planets, but the energy is still the same for the most part. As far as, like I said, shifting, transforming, maturing, staying committed, staying in routine. I'm just going to go to my Instagram real quick and just look at the February astrological highlights. So we have, oh, all right. So, of course, the sun entered Pisces just a few days ago. And before that, we also had our new moon in Aquarius, which also came with a solar eclipse. That solar eclipse, when I look at it, that solar eclipse was really like could be seen like visually. It was just a little teeny little piece that could be seen from Earth, but you would have had to have been in some part of Antarctica, which I'm associating with the South Node. And the South Node is currently in Virgo. Um, and so I'm just, like I said, definitely a digging in of heels when it comes to like work routine and what you're doing on a daily basis. Okay. That's a supportive energy for that. And then this week coming up on the 26th, we'll be well, I can't say it'll be a celebration, but this is why we do this. When we want to time our best life and we want to align with the energy and we want to be in flow and not in force, then we're going to allow ourselves to know and understand when certain challenges are on the horizon, when certain challenges could be coming up, like I said, which is with this whole first quarter energy is. So on the 26th, Mercury will begin a retrograde cycle through the sign of Pisces. So Mercury moved into Pisces just recently, maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe. And now he'll be going into retrograde into Pisces. So Pisces sun and rising, you could definitely be feeling this energy possibly in your career space. You could be feeling it like maybe in your ego or in your purpose. You could be feeling it just as like a spotlight, like something's being highlighted to you, something's being shown to you. And then Pisces rising, you could also be feeling this energy as you're trying to like elevate or move forward. You're trying to take a step, you're trying to get promoted, you're trying to upgrade, you're trying to move forward, and you may feel like some resistance. So just understand that that's what's possible. That's the energy we could be experiencing when it comes to forward movement. So you could feel a little bit of, stuckness, and it may not stuckness, is that a word? But you may feel a little stuck or a little pulled back a bit, almost like you're trying to walk through quicksand or thick mud. But the energy is really just calling you to take a pause, make sure you're getting rest. It's just giving you a reminder to reflect. There could be some things you need to refine or retune at this time or during this time. And the energy is just giving you that support. I believe it's going to probably last about 3 weeks, possibly. I'll double check, but I know that Mercury will shift out of Pisces altogether at the beginning of April. So we have a few weeks of retrograde, and then it'll start to move forward again and shift into Aries early April. So just be ready, okay? It may not make you feel like sluggish or lazy when it comes to like your physical being. Hopefully not. You may feel a little bit more of the resistance in like communication or like maybe hopefully not your mental space, but it could definitely be an energy of um like a upper chakra eternal kind of energy. Like you're getting up every day, you're able to move forward, like whether it be going to work, whether it be you're doing something on a routine and you're in a groove or you're trying to get into a groove. And it's more about kind of pushing through the mental piece of it. You're pushing through the thoughts, you're pushing through how you're talking to yourself. You're just pushing through like what's up here, you know. I'm getting an energetic kind of energy, but it's like a headspace. It's thoughts. It's mind. It's it could be communication information. Like it could be like you may be trying to figure out how to say something. But that's how this energy is coming through. I don't want to take up too much time because that's not what we're trying to do tonight. Um, Anything else? I feel like there was something else. I have this new light that I asked for Christmas, and today is my first day using it. I think it's a little too bright. I like it just a little bit lower, and this is as low as it goes. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it's a little too bright. But it's all good. All right, let's see. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's ground ourselves. Let's ground our energy really quickly. Just go ahead and take a few deep breaths. 7 o'clock on the nose was on the clock. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, remind yourself to release with every exhale. In, out. Continue giving yourself deep breaths in and out. And allow yourself to scan your body from head to toe. Anywhere you feel tension, strain, stress, exhale. And release it. Allow your forehead to feel relaxed with each exhale. Allow your jawline to soften as you breathe out. Allow your neck and shoulders to feel relaxed with each exhale. Bring your awareness to your heart space as you breathe in and breathe out. Thank your heart for always being supportive, always being there for us whenever we need, and thanking our hearts for showing up without us ever having to ask. Allow that loving, warm, nurturing energy to fill your heart space. Allow yourself to see a green emerald stone right in the center of your chest, representing our heart chakra. Allow this stone to shine, rotate, radiate. Allow it to sparkle, cleansing, and constantly evolving. With every turn, this green stone gets brighter and brighter, shining a reflective light out from your heart space, all the way around you as far as you can see. Picture this green light like a lighthouse, turning and rotating, shining a light across everything it touches. in all directions, around, over, under, and above. Just allow this loving, kind, loving energy to run down your torso, down around your belly button, into your solar plexus chakra, warming us, allowing us to feel safe and supported, not tired of the work that needs to be done, never tiring for what needs to be done. Calm, gentle, steady, balanced motivation. Consistent energy flow. Moving forward, steady, steady. And as we allow this stable energy to warm up our motivation, our fuel source, we allow that warmth to settle into our sacral as we clear out any blocks, any energies that no longer serve our best and highest good, any residual energy that is not ours to carry. We release it now. We let it go. And we let this loving flow run down our legs and energetically out through the roots from the soles of our feet. See your energetic cords anchoring you to the earth, wrapping around the earth, allowing us to feel fully supported, loved, fully secure, and adored. We thank you, Mother Earth, for always being our source of grounding. We thank you to our spirit teams connected to the sun for always guiding us. And we ask that you guide us tonight as we celebrate the first quarter, setting intentions to remove the obstacles, embrace the challenges, and step into the next phase. It is done. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly bring your awareness back to the room. Hmm. All right. Hope that felt good. Holy Spirit, ancestors of divine love and healing light, please protect us as we download the messages for our best and highest good. Anything that's not for our best and highest good, please close, shut, lock, and block your door in the name above all names. It's a lot. Look at this. Have faith in your dreams. So we got one, two, three, four, five. Change. Five represent change. Have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. The waxing crescent moon is where we just came out of this energy. Okay. Moving into the first quarter or um waxing crescent moon happens right before the first quarter. Take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. Nothing will come of this situation, void of course, moon. It's not really focusing. Expect powerful change. Look at this. New moon eclipse. We ain't tapped in. I don't know what is, baby boo. Okay? Expect and bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius, which is what we just celebrated, along with this new moon eclipse. And this card came out not last week, but the week before. Bring love into the situation. And I want to show you something else. All of these cards have a purple or blue background. This one here, so you got the eclipse, you got the new moon in Aquarius. We have the void of course moon, which it looks black. This is actually like a purplish color here. And then have faith in your dreams. Our dreams keep coming up, telling us to go forward and like balance our dreams with reality. This energy has been consistent for weeks. And then this one here, take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. So this is reminding us to meditate, to focus on our breath, to do breath work. But the purple and blue is all intuitive, third eye, and crown chakra energy. I would also put the throat chakra in there as well. All upper chakras, like I was talking about earlier. Very intuitive wisdom kind of energy. Hopefully, you're not feeling exhausted when I talk about the mental space. Hopefully, you're not feeling exhausted. If you are, let me know. But I'm getting like a clarity, like a peace like this surpasses understanding. It's just a very relaxed, very clear mind. We've been clearing out a lot of brain fog, but like this is all consistent. So we're going to read this eclipse. I can't help it. I mean, the energy is right on point. New moon in Aquarius, bring love into situation, which we pulled a couple sessions ago. You know what? I'll link that previous session or previous celebration in the description box. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. This makes me excited. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, look, and have faith in your dreams actually popped up. Maybe we could read that. But I want to do this new moon eclipse. Page 94. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. Come on, focus, please. Please focus. I guess not. If you want affirmation that you can achieve your dreams and get the desired outcome in the situation you're asking about, then this is it. This is a card of beginnings, and there are powerful energies at work. But be prepared. It could be quite a ride, and events now could even be jarring and uncomfortable. However, any new directions you take will most always lead somewhere better than where you are at the moment. Whatever is happening now is happening for a reason you'll appreciate later on. A new portal is opening up, and all you have to do is have the courage to forget about the past and move through it. You're being put back on the right path. There's nothing to fear. Attune to the moon. Never mind the past. Life evolves every single day. Additional meanings for this card. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. You're being shunted towards your life purpose. Whatever is happening now is happening for your highest good. This is an important turning point in your life. The teaching. The new moon eclipses are among the most exciting astrological events. They herald a complete change of pace. It's as though you're headed in one direction, probably being guided by your ego, and then here comes the divine, the goddess or spirit, to turn you instead to face the direction you actually need to go. Regardless of whether or not there's a new moon eclipse happening when you pull this card, it's a powerful affirmation of positive turnarounds. We'll take it. Because guess what? There is actually a new moon eclipse happening when we pull this card. So thank you for that, Holy Spirit. Definitely a reminder to stay grateful, stay thankful, giving gratitude for what we have. Okay. Um, the eclipse celebration we had last week was definitely talking about like how there was like a wild card energy coming through and that a door was going to be like slammed shut so that another one could be blasted open. And that's what this energy says to me. It talks about how it could be quite a ride and the events could be jarring or uncomfortable. And then one of my favorite sayings, one of my mottos is, "You'll never find me where you left me." And so that's what I heard when I read, any new directions you take will almost always lead somewhere better than where you are at the moment. And that's how I feel. I think, there's scripture that says our latter days are greater than our former days, basically saying like life ahead of us is better than the life that we have already lived. And I believe that life should get better, right? And so I always feel like whatever has come in my direction that became a challenge or became difficult or became something that couldn't stay in my life, I learned a lesson, right? We never lose, we always learn. So I learned what I couldn't do. I learned what to say no to. I learned what's not working for me. And I can tell you as a fact that everybody that has experienced this and was away from it for a while, whether they came back or not, they can tell you that she is never where you found her. Okay? You will never find me where you left me. Thank God. Hallelujah. But yes, we have experienced this new portal, which I talked about, where we've moved forward into our next level, right? We've elevated timelines. Forget about the past and move through it. We're being put back on the right path. There's nothing to fear. That's confirmation. So we're thankful for that. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Going towards life purpose. That's what I was talking about with Pisces. Pisces, sun and rising, and then definitely mutable signs. Pisces, um, Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo and Sagittarius. Pisces, or I should say Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces are mutable signs. So they tend to adapt. They tend to initiate change. They can be flexible. Um, they know how to pivot. They know how to make changes like on the fly, right? They're good with change. There's duality between Gemini and even Pisces. Um, and there's also like a variety kind of energy, like an energy that likes dreaming, likes adventure, likes a change, likes variety, or likes to like do something consistently, or like embracing change, not being afraid to embrace change. All right. I was talking earlier about the ego and how, like I said, Pisces sun, you could be realizing like where you have to like sever your ego, where you're operating out of fear that's really holding you back versus like moving you forward. Um, you could be realizing like, like I said, where your ego has to go, where you have to release ego because it's ultimately holding you back. So this is a powerful affirmation of positive turnaround. So we are happy about that. That is perfect energy, definitely in alignment. And then look, step out of your comfort zone, North Node. This is a purple card. More confirmation about wisdom and intuition. Also giving me Piscean energy, which of course that's the season we're in. We're also on the 222 portal today, the day that I'm recording this. So and the North Node is actually in Pisces right now. So the North Node is a place where we're looking to be challenged to reach. We're looking to ascend to. It's like a goal. It's something we can see up on high, whether it be in the sky, on a mountaintop, whatever it is. It's like a destination, a flag, a landmark, a lighthouse, like something that you can see ahead of you, up and ahead, that you're trying to reach. And it's going to require us to burn away like our South Node energy, our past energy that kind of pulls us down. And that's where the eclipse was. The eclipse was in Antarctica, down at the South Pole or South Node. And there's there's been a clearing out. There's been a releasing, a letting go, so that so we can allow that energy to no longer pull us back, and we can ascend to higher heights. We can move closer to our North Node. And a lot of it is coming from a place of wisdom. A lot of it is coming from a place of being more intelligent, being smarter, or, wiser. Now that we know better, now we're actually doing better. We're not doing the same silly stuff, stupid stuff, dumb stuff. Sorry, I'm just calling it what it is. That's the energy. So we're thankful for that. That felt so good to like say and release. All right. Let's get a message from the Divine Masters. This was the one we got last time, the Divine Director. He's like part extraterrestrial and angel, I believe. That's what came out the last time we pulled this deck. Trust your intuition. Okay. Definitely try to find some time to meditate or do some breath work. Grounding also counts. Um, if you need something or need some help or something to help guide you, like a guided grounding or a guided meditation, I have one here on the channel, the very first video on the channel. So you can scroll all the way down to the first video and it will say 5 minute guided grounding, medicine man meditation. Okay. You can start there. Just give yourself, maybe challenge yourself for the next 7 days. You are able to listen to that. I recommend in the evenings at night when you're ready to go to bed. But if not, you can do it in the morning as well when you wake up. But I definitely recommend listening to that probably for the next 7 days. Okay. That's your prescription, doctor's orders. Yes, look, the Lumerians, clairvoyance activated, psychic awareness, sensitivity, trust your intuition. Didn't I just say this? Didn't I just say this? And we got another like extraterrestrial being. Green Tara, healing light, wellness unfolding, knowing that healing is a journey. Green tar. It's so funny because it looks like green tea a little bit, but then in college we actually had a girl. We had two tars. One was really, really light skinned, and one was dark skinned. And we used to call them white tar and black tar. That may sound bad, but that's what we called them. It was an affectionate name, but that's how we told them. That's how we told them apart. Because they were friends too. They hung together. That brings back memories from college. Wow. 20 years ago this year. 20 years. 20 years ago. All right. Oh look, Mayat, divine intervention. Weigh up your options, choose the highest good. And then Lady Portia, overcoming limitations, karmic release, let go of the need to be right. Look at that. I don't think I've ever seen. Let's see what Lady Portia looks like. I don't think I've ever pulled this card, Lady Portia. Overcoming limitation, karmic release, and let go of the need to be right. This is Saturn energy. Saturn just shifted from a couple years in Pisces into Aries. And so we're feeling that energy as well. It's a new. And then Mayat, choose the highest good. Like we know better. We know better for ourselves. Let's read the Lemurians and Green Tara. I like this. I'm gonna put you on bed. You better be back in too. Sorry. There's somebody. Oh, okay. Oop, oop, oop. Here we go. Oop. The Lemurians. Clairvoyance activated. Psychic awareness. If that's not Pisces, I don't know what is. Pisces, Neptune carries that energy. Okay. Psychic awareness, sensitivity, trust your intuition. Lemuria was a civilization in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in ancient times. The inhabitants of this sacred land lived in complete harmony with nature and had a connection with every living being. Their inner vision was fully activated to the point where their pineal gland was fully developed and they could see for hundreds of miles in every direction in a similar way up to the sonar of dolphins and whales. This card represents the highly attuned beings of the Lemurian civilization who knew that their land would come to a cataclysmic end because many of their people were abusing their power and awareness. These beings are dedicated to all those who want to serve the earth and develop spiritually by harnessing the gifts that they have come in with. Your message: The psychic gifts and talents are your psychic gifts and talents are being activated at this time. Trust what you see, hear, feel, and know, for whatever you are picking up is absolutely correct. Your sensitivity is so heightened that you will be able to evaluate people's characters quickly, read between the lines, and see things before they happen. Know that this ability will get stronger and stronger as you use your psychic gifts to know and heal. There's a good chance that in the past, your sensitivity was overwhelming because you didn't understand it or how to direct it. But now you are blooming like a beautiful flower, becoming the light that you were born to be. You have prepared yourself for this moment. Lifetimes upon lifetimes of incarnations have led to where you are now. Through embracing your uniqueness, you can help many others embrace theirs. This is not a time to fit in or conform. This is the moment you let the world know who you are. How about it? How about that? Light went out. That would happen, right? Do I have a USB over here? Nope. Well, I guess my light is doing the job now. Let's see here if we can get this back on for a little bit. Okay. All right. My bad. Just having a little bit of technical remodeling. That's better. Okay. So when I read the piece about seeing for hundreds of miles in every direction in a similar way to the sonar of, I think that's sonar, SONAR, of dolphins and whales, like basically like that frequency, that high pitch vibration that the whales and dolphins use to communicate. Um, I was thinking of during the grounding how I could see like the energy of our heart chakra like extending out around us, like into the ethers, like all the way around us, like sending out like a loving energy, like our energy, this green emerald, this green emerald stone at the center of our heart chakra. Let's read her. Let's read Green Tar. Healing light. Come on, lighthouse. Green lighthouse. Wellness unfolding. Know that healing is a journey. The story goes that Tara, whose name means star, is an aspect of, oh my goodness, Avalokitesharva. Um, I probably butchered that. It's like 13 letters or more. The deity of compassion, who, looking at the earth, cried tears all. Oh, okay, let's back up. The story goes that Tara, whose name means star, is an aspect of Avalokitesvara, the deity of compassion, who, looking at the earth, cried tears over all those experiencing challenges and pain. His tears of compassion became a great river from which rose a lotus, and from that lotus, Tara was born. She has many forms in different colors, and green tar brings a light of protection and safety with her. Green Tara is one of the most beloved and respected female deities in many Buddhist traditions and is well regarded by many spiritual practitioners across the world. Born of pure compassion, she is there to assist all those moving from suffering to wholeness. Your message. The blessings of Tara are surrounding you now, and you are being guided to know that healing isn't linear, but more like a spiral. When you set the intention to heal, The intention itself initiates a pathway that is similar to a spiral. At times, you will feel like you are overflowing with vitality, and at others, you will feel drained. There may even be moments where you feel you are revisiting something you thought you had overcome. But this revisiting is actually an opportunity to see how far you have come on the road to recovery and wholeness. Right now, the spiritual energies that surround you are creating space, pathways, and doorways for you to move closer to the truth that you are whole, healed, and complete. Don't let fears or limitations get between you and the miracles that you have experienced and the miracles that are yet to happen. This is a journey to fearlessness and liberation, and you are closer to freedom than ever. Take the next step. Ah, Shay. Yes. Oh, I love this. So, Tar was born from a lotus. Lotus is actually a part of the logo here for MiSpot. The crystal ball has a lotus flower along with a being, like the image of a being inside of it. And that image kind of looks like this. It's sitting like in a I call it Indian style, but with your knees crossed, so that think of like if you was looking at this as a silhouette, this will be the body and these will be like the knees sticking out. But that's kind of like the symbolism. But this green energy, I'm gonna say this too. I pulled out my crystals. I have him here sitting here. So I laid them out. And of course, there's green. I think this is Amazonite. I think I'm saying that correctly. And I also have this lapis lazuli. I think this is lapis lazuli here as well. And then that green energy came up during the grounding. Green Tara jumps out here. And so she was born from a lotus. She comes in different forms and colors. But this is bringing a light of protection and safety. Born of pure compassion. And lotus flowers, of course, are special, right? So we're moving from suffering to wholeness. We're being guided, recognizing that healing is not linear, it's spiral. We can also consider like a wave, like ebbs and flows. Sometimes you'll feel like you're overflowing with vitality, and others you will feel drained. And that's that energy of like that solar plexus. It's like we have the energy, but we have to know when to like go sit down or lay down or take a nap or rest. It's definitely not a fast, hurry up, be anxious kind of energy. It's not like that at all. Then it has here, there may even be moments where you feel you are revisiting something you thought you had overcome, right? So that's what this retrograde, this Mercury retrograde in Pisces, it's going to kind of make us revisit something. Someone could be coming back to say something. Maybe you have something to say to someone, like you want to um, go back and clear something up, go back and confirm, or go back and like revisit, basically. Okay. So there could be some communication coming in. It could definitely be a test. Okay. It could be the past kind of feeling like the void of your energy and trying to kind of come back. Hopefully not in the same energy, but it's possible that the past could be trying to come back with the same energy and like pulling you back into something similar. And this is going to be our opportunity to show how strong we are, to show like who we are now. It's going to show like what we've learned. We could possibly be getting tested again, and we're going to have to show what we've learned. All right. So the portal came and basically created space, a pathway, and a doorway for us to move closer to the truth that we are whole, healed, and complete. That's beautiful. Don't let fears or limitations get between you and the miracles that you have experienced. Like I said, that's that Saturn energy. Limitations, disruption, discipline. Okay. Don't let fears or limitations get between you and the miracles that you have experienced and the miracles that are yet to happen. This is a journey about fearlessness and liberation, and you are closer to freedom than ever. Take the next step. Okay, this reminds me that I'm going to do a little bit of stock market talk at the end of this because, oh, good, we're at an hour. Um, that's what I think money does. Money gives freedom. Money to me doesn't buy happiness. I think that if money did ever bring me any level of happiness, it was probably temporary. But I do firmly agree and believe that money does give freedom. And that is where I am in my life. And I want to align with people that resonate with that and also are looking, or know that that is what they're being called to do. That's the alignment that they have, is to connect with people that are preparing to free themselves or to free their children from maybe certain societal programming, freeing ourselves from certain thought patterns or processes, and releasing certain spirits that no longer serve us. So we're releasing spirits that say that we can't have a premium version of life. We're releasing spirits that say that we have to work 3 jobs to survive. We're breaking away from spirits that say that, you know, we're never going to get rich, or this is the biggest one that I want to break away from, is the illusion around love. It seems like a lot of people are going through similar situationships or things like that when it comes to relationships. I say that in quotations because a lot of times we're not even in commitments with people, but there's emotions or there's physical intimacy or something that's a little bit more than friendship, or a lot more than friendship. And it seems to be happening over and over again to multiple people. People are finding themselves in these unspoken relationships, which are really scary when you think about it, right? Because communication is so important in solid relationships, that to have an unspoken relationship is, it's actually starting to look a little strange. It's definitely giving like a unhealthy mental space. Um, One of my friends actually works for the FBI and shared with me about a study that they had done that connected hypersexuality to mental illness, or like it could be a response to depression. It could be a ADHD response. It could be a bipolar personality disorder response. But there's definitely a connection to mental, like headspace and mental health, with your how you operate or how you move and carry yourself sexually. Okay. So it appears that there is some level of, like, it feels like a simulation, like we're in a matrix, like really, like why everybody going through the same thing. And I think it's because a lot of people have unfortunately gotten a lot of their information and education from the internet. Unfortunately, a lot of Americans are reading on a third grade or sixth grade level. Testing has shown that Americans have continued to get dumber and dumber. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And that, so basically, our education system is not doing what it really needs to do. And that people are not going into the world really equipped to, I guess, be a functioning member of society that is giving back to society. A lot of people may be looking for society to do something for them, or looking to see how they can take, if anything. But there's definitely something going on. So we want to, over here, we're going to be breaking through the illusions around love and allowing love to be what love is, like truly defining the word and breaking down anything around it that's not a part of the definition. Um, yeah. All right. So I think that's it for cards. We can talk market. So what I do want to talk about really is um I think I'm gonna go on my IG live, not from my spot healing, probably from mostly from my personal page. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Um, Let me know what resonates. I do read all the comments. Anything you need to know about me will be in the description box. You can send me an email, ask me any questions that you want. But I do like to read comments and try my best to reply to them. Um, yeah, but don't forget, please help me get like 10 likes on this video and share it with someone that you think can, resonate with it or can benefit from it. Okay. But as far as the market is concerned, so what I've learned over the last couple weeks is let me say this before I get into that. Months ago, what's this? February, I don't know, maybe November, December, maybe. My astrologer that I listen to, her name is Lori Lothian. She has a channel here on YouTube. She had a celebration, a moon celebration, or, she does readings and messages from the sky. And she was joined by another astrologer who I believe is from Hungary. I think she's from Hungary. Her name is Christina Simon, I believe, and she's like a financial astrologer. So she ties a lot of what's going on in the sky with what's happening like in the world financially. And actually, you know what? I have, I really hope that I put it here. Um, but she was talking about what will be happening with the stock market, not just in America, but like globally as well. And a lot of what she has said has already started to like present itself and show itself. So she had mentioned that we were going to have like this 6 week drawback in the early part of between like February and April. And as we can see, in February, if you're paying attention to the market, in February, there has been a drawdown. Um, it freaked me out a little bit because, like, about half of my portfolio was pulling back. And I've never seen that before. So I had not necessarily questions, but I was wondering, like, well, what do I do? What should I do? Um, and what I decided to do was basically look at the all-time highs. A lot of the stock market has run up for like probably 9 months straight. There was a big drop in last April around like Trump tariffs and things of that sort. But after that, the market like recovered from that in maybe a couple months or so, maybe 2 to 3 months. It recovered, and then a lot of accounts just continued to run up. And so a lot of things started to reach like these like all-time highs, right? And so that included like private stocks or just, individual companies, but it also included some ETFs. I even noticed on the indexes, the Nasdaq definitely hit some all-time highs. I think there were a couple, I want to say SPY and maybe VOO as well, which they are pretty similar. But either way, when the market tends to pull back, you want to be able to get in position to average down. So as you continue to buy shares, you'll have an average dollar cost per share. And so what you want to do is try to lower that average as much as possible. So if you see that you're down on a stock, then you want to buy more at a lower price point. But typically, I have been doing 5% because a 5% drawdown is actually a pretty good position to buy because entry price and exit price are like that's key, right? Always knowing where you want to get in and then knowing where you want to get out. And so, but now with this February drawback, we're looking at like 20% or more drawdowns. Um, and some companies are going to recover and some aren't. And so, what I want to do, or what I've been doing really, is digging more into the actual charts. And those are the kind of things I want to be able to share. Once a week, we get on the phone together and we run through charts and find price points. I'll be doing some on my own anyway, but that's the ultimate goal. But long story short, I've been basically looking at the stocks that I really believe in, that I already own, and how I want to better position myself for the run up. So the way I've been doing that is, say for instance, we'll take Amazon. Amazon might be a bad example right now, but we'll take Amazon for instance. And Amazon, I believe, for the past 2 years or so, I've pretty much been up on Amazon, at least anywhere from 12% and up. Okay. Amazon has an average year over year return of about 12%. So I'm right on target, right? The goal for me though is to not just beat a regular bank savings account or anything of that nature. I also want to beat the performance of the S&P. So the S&P tends to have like a gain, I would say maybe 10 to 15% a year. Maybe on a slower, lower year, it could be around 6. But for the most part, the S&P will tend to give you probably closer to that 10% year over year profit, which is actually very, very good. But I know that there's a way that we can structure our portfolios to do better than 10%. We could probably do 20% a year. And that's the biggest attraction for me when it comes to the market, is that I can make my money over and over again faster. Okay. There will be drawbacks. We have to understand that. And if you're somebody who, we'll figure all those things out together. But I don't want you to do things that create more anxiety. Okay. We are anxious for nothing over here. And so um that's what I've been doing. I basically have been going in, looking at the all-time high, determining how much that particular ETF or stock does year over year, and then seeing how far away it is from its all-time high. So, like I said, if we were using Amazon, I'm just going to throw round numbers at it. If Amazon was $100 a share at the current price, and maybe my dollar cost average is like $120 a share, I want to purchase more Amazon stock to lower my average down. I can look at that a few different ways. I can say, okay, well, I know that Amazon is typically going to give me 10%, 10 to 12% back. So if the all-time high for this year is $100 and I want to average down, what that drawback, let's see how far away it is from its all-time high. And if it's 10% or more, then I have a really good chance of making that money back or reaching that 10% goal, because it's already drawing back 10% from its all-time high. It's going to probably try to get back to that high again. However, the lower that it goes is a better opportunity for me to reposition myself so that I can lower my dollar cost average. So when it does run back up, I have a larger opportunity to gain more return back on my purchase or on my shares. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's what I've been doing. Um, and really just digging in and understanding how my market structure and charts. I'm not really expecting people to do that. If you're interested in doing those kind of things with me, that would be great. But I'm gonna, I've been digging into that myself, just trying to find good positions, good price points to purchase. And my goal is to share that with those that are interested, share that with them so that they can be able to position themselves for freedom. Um, there's a lot going on, and there is definitely a wealth transfer happening in America. And the people on the bottom, the people that are one paycheck away from poverty or an emergency away from, not having it, are the ones that are feeling it the most. Okay, between inflation, between jobs, housing, there are a lot of struggles, financial struggles for people. And I just want to be able to allow us to start where we are, um, and start to learn that investing is for you. It is for your family, and it is for your children and your children's children. Um, it's the way of the economy. It's the one of the things that the rich do to get rich or stay rich. And we're going to take those examples and allow ourselves to mimic them with the things that with the companies that we love and like, and we already buy products or pay subscriptions to or whatever on a regular basis. We want to be able to have ownership so we can get a piece of that pie. Okay. Um, I pulled up my phone because I wanted to go somewhere else, but that's it. I mentioned in a couple videos before, you'll see where I've added some bonuses. Um, I've mentioned, semiconductors, technology overall, but then semiconductors. I really, the Mag 7, I have, I guess, individual thoughts about all of them, but it appears that this could be a good year for Google and Apple. It appeared that Apple was kind of late to the AI party, but they are going into partnership with Gemini. So there we go. So Google and Apple, Nvidia has pulled back quite a bit. Nvidia was number one. The number two in the AI space is AMD. So it's nothing wrong with getting either of those, but they have been pulling back. So if you're a believer in them, and Nvidia can get you back 60% in a year. Um, but right now there's some consolidation and correction happening. So we'll have to see where they fall. So I'm not necessarily looking to invest more in Nvidia right now unless the price gets really, really good. My goal right now has been to focus on precious metals, like I mentioned, also energy. That's where I have gotten into a pretty good gold position not even a month ago. And I'm up like 50% on on gold. I have silver as well. I also have niobium. There's a stock for that. Copper would also be a good one. Aluminum might even be good as well. But the other thing about gold or and silver that outside of like the whole AI and us needing like precious metals to make chips and run AI and things of that sort, the other thing is that um because the dollar, and this is something that Christina was talking about, the American dollar is crashing. It's losing its value. Every year it continues to lose its value. Our bonds have continued to decline, I think, over the last decade, and it's not really being talked about. That was one of the big reasons why Trump went back on his tariffs. And granted, the Supreme Court just shared that he doesn't have the power to implement tariffs the way that he was. But I lost my train of thought. Either way, um, we have some opportunities to basically position ourselves, and there are certain companies, certain ETFs that are still going to be able to run the race, kind of regardless what happens, because of this AI piece. Oh, that's what I was talking about. So the bond market has continued to decline, which tells us that our dollar is getting cheaper and cheaper. Our the American dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. And so when that tends to happen, when people start to feel uncertainty in the market, they tend to run to gold. Gold is considered a safe space, a safety net when it comes to investing because it's always going to go up. The gold can be long and slow. It can definitely be that long money and it could go up slowly over time. But right now, it's running up. I mean, running up. So is silver. So is copper. I don't have any copper at the moment. I have to go take a look and see if I'm following or if I have any accounts on my watch list. But I mentioned niobium. Um, but those commodities, I think, are a safe place to invest in right now. I think that 2026 is going to be a good year for that. Oh, the other thing about 2026 is that I've learned is that this is a midterm election year. And what that means is that typically in the stock market during midterm years, there tends to be a pretty significant drawback. I think it was like 15 or 20%. I was listening to Wall Street Trapper. He was sharing that information about how during a midterm election year, the market tends to pull back quite a bit. I guess there's uncertainty around like, elections and who's going to win and things of that sort. So people may just kind of start to take some profit until they figure out how things are going to go. But here's the really, really good news. The following year after an election, the market tends to recover quickly and you make that money back. I thought it said like 15% or more. So, what we want to do, or my goal for the next week, is to find opportunities and price point opportunities for certain stocks, ETFs, even indexes that we are already invested in. How far away are they from their all-time highs? How much are we looking to make off of them? What position are we already in? And what price point do we need to buy them at to allow ourselves the best leverage for when it runs back up again? That's the goal. So let me know if you're interested in that. We're going to have like a Sunday stock club and we'll be connecting. We'll definitely have like some type of grounding or meditation where we're connecting ourselves to the energy of abundance and overflow and allowing ourselves to connect with the freedom that we're looking for or we are aligning ourselves with to manifest. Um, yeah, that's really it. So I love you, but God loves you more. And over here, we stay connected to the ones that sit high, look low, and see everything. Always go within so you never go without. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night, and I'll see you next week. Bye.